Juan Soto, and he had some very interesting thoughts after they asked him, do you have a problem not making the All-Star game? Play the clip.
All-Star team?
What do you think?
I don't know. Some people want to take vacation.
I mean, I think it's a lot of money on the table if I make it.
I love this guy. I absolutely love him. I know you might have a problem with it, but for me, you know what? Honesty is the best policy. And yes, $100,000 is a lot of freaking money. You can buy houses for 2 of your family members in the Dominican with that $100,000. Granted, he has 700 million, but you know who doesn't care about $100,000? People who are going to lose that 700 million. Lenny Dykstra didn't care about $100,000. Where is he now?
I don't think he cares about $100,000. I don't think he actually cares about $100,000. I think he cares about his legacy and where that actually stands. I don't know if he just cares about every single penny.
I love him for it.
But I don't think he actually cares about the dollars. I don't think he cares about the $100,000. To him, it's just, I didn't get that money, even though I should deserve that money. He just wants every single thing he can get. I don't like it. I think it's the dumbest answer he could have ever given. I think it's the most selfish answer he could have ever given. And I don't think he actually cares. I think, to me, that's losing the whole reason to be an All-Star. He's going to get the $100,000. Like, that's 0.02% of his paycheck. And I get it. People want to talk about paychecks. I don't like talking about paychecks. But that's exactly why I don't like talking about it, because he's so stupid that's what he's so focused on, instead of just saying, yes, I think I deserved it. I want to be an All-Star. I want to represent. I want to represent the Mets. You still have to understand what to say and why fans. You want to be a Met for life? Say something like, it's disappointing because there should be another Met in the All-Star game. We're too good of a team. We're too good of a fan base. We're too great of an organization to not have another Met here in this All-Star game so we can kick the AL's ass. Say something like that. What I don't get is, when you're a superstar with the Mets in this day and age, how they don't have people just hyping him up like a WWE superstar. He's not. Juan Soto, if he wants to be the heel, be the heel. Be Bryce Harper. If you want to be Bryce Harper, like, have fun being the heel, being the guy who'll fire you up. Like, I've got no problem with that. But like, when you say it's about the money, but then you said you didn't pick New York Mets because about money, that to me starts going like this. Like, just be concise on your narrative. If it's about the money, then say I picked the New York Mets because of the money, not because of anything else. But that's not what we heard in the offseason. We kept hearing about, I wanted best place for my family, best place for the organization in the future. I wanted to care about that my family would have a great place and I'd be home for the rest of my career and all this stuff. And he mentioned money, like, yeah, like, I'm going to get the same money wherever I go. But now it's about $100,000. Like, that's how petty you want to be in the case of how large, like, yes, $100,000 would have made a big difference for me, but it makes a tiny difference. But I love that you want to care about that, but care about it because you deserve it. But that's only because you were good enough to make it and that you wanted to represent the team. Making the All-Star team is about representing your team and representing who you are as a player and all that stuff. That's what it should be. Number one, the money is the bonus. Money is a bonus. The money shouldn't be the driver. And when it's about the driver, then your messaging just gets screwed up, James.
No, I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I don't want another Calvin LaLoosh. I don't want Derek Jeter speak. Oh, it's such an honor to go to the All-Star game. I wish I was an All-Star.
Fire it up a little bit. Rile it up. Be like the Mets deserve another All-Star, and you know what? I'm going to take it out on the rest of the league that they didn't pick me to be an All-Star. You know what? Roll with it. Have some fun with it. You don't need to. Jeter never won. Did Jeter not make an All-Star team?
No, but what I'm saying is the Jeter speak where he spoke, and it was always the Calvin LaLoosh garbage. You know, if God willing, the team makes it.
But to be a WWE dude, like, rile it up a little bit. Like, and you know, like, if you're going to talk about the money, then have fun with it too. Be like, that's another $100,000. You know what? That's a couple limo rides. And just say something that's so outlandish, like, that's a limo ride I could have paid for. and be like, wait, 100,000, and then that would have been the story. He pays $100,000 for a limo ride, and then it's fun, and go with it. Be the heel, like be the $1 million man, right? Own it, have fun with it, but don't give me the $1 million man when you're like in a pensive, like I should have gotten that $100,000.
So are you telling me that Juan Soto needs to have a manservant with him at all time named Virgil? That would be
hilarious. That would be the funniest thing if he just go with Major League Baseball. I get it. You can't go too far with it, but just have fun with it and be the guy, or be the blue collar worker that the Mets are. The Mets want a dirty blue collar worker that's okay with coming out the field and dirt just being up and down your uniform. They want somebody that's going to play harder, work harder, and do everything that he actually does. You can't message that and come back with, well, I deserve that. That's $100,000 on the table when you're the richest man in the sport. So don't give me that and then act like you're a blue collar worker guy. And then you're in A-Rod zone where we don't know who you are.
You know what I want? From now on, I want him to have a manservant. Anytime a reporter asks him a question, answer him.
That'd be hilarious. And it would rile people up and people would hate it. And then you would get a whole nother group of people that would love it. And it would create this like crazy dynamic, and you would be the most talked about person ever. And just go have fun with it. At the same time, be a great teammate. That's all we care about in the clubhouse is, are you a good teammate or not? Like, can I put my cleats next to you and actually want to listen to you or hang out with you? I don't care what you do in front of cameras. Like, that's why I loved Barry Bonds. I put a cleats on next to him, way across from him. But at the end of the day, he was a great teammate to me, and is a great teammate to anybody that never challenged him
or sat in his lazy boy.
Yes, and don't wake him up. I want a good teammate. I don't care what you do in front of cameras. I don't care if you're Albert Bell and want to elbow somebody in the face. I just want you to be in that locker room, me to like you. And then we go out on the field and you work your ass off. And we do know Juan Soto works his ass off when he gets on that field and he steps on it, unlike Rafael Devers. We'll talk about that later. Just give me the likable blue collar Met, or give me the Yankee who wants $100,000, because he's talking like a Yankee while being a Met. Like, right? Like, would you ever hear David Wright say that? I get it. David Wright always had like the company lines and was perfect. And I know it, and it's boring. But okay, let's go back in the day. Like, would Darryl Strawberry or Doc or one of these guys talk about $100,000 and that being a lot of money and not making an All-Star game? Yes, but they would do it with a chip on their shoulder. And
no, they would do it with a rock on their shoulder.
What'd you say?
They would do it with a rock on their shoulder, not a chip, because it'd be a crack rock.
Laughing about it because they were so like suave about, like so like smooth about it, and not like, don't be like you just signed a. Don't talk about the money when you just became the richest man, right? That's the biggest thing we hate, is the richest man in the room talking about amount of money that anybody else in the room would have been dying about.
But how does the richest man in the room stay the richest man in the room? By getting what he deserves.
Focused on it, without a doubt, from an internal standpoint and a mental standpoint and a work ethic standpoint. Focus on it, and you know what? He does that better than almost anybody else in baseball. But from a conversation standpoint, the richest man in the room can't be petty about $100,000. The richest man in the room is burning the $100,000, saying, "I'm going to make way more than that today."
Sounds like our president.
You know what? If he said this, it's $100,000, and that's a lot of money being left on the table. But you know what? I'm going to go earn that today when I go out here and win a game for the Mets. Let's go. Like,
now, you want to change it. Now, if you're Juan Soto and you want to change the entire narrative, all you would have to do is add a few words to what he said. Because I would have given it to charity.
Oh, my. And you know what? That's the first thing I thought of when he said it. Because that money was going to go to the Mets fund. That money was going to go to disabled children. That money I was actually planning on sending down to the Dominican, to so-and-so family. Just make it up. Even if he's not really going to do it. Just make it up. This is why media training is so important. You're like, dude, all right, you didn't make the All-Star game. Let's talk about it. How does that make you feel? And you're like, dude, I'm pissed. That's $100,000. Like, okay. Okay. Take a breath, Juan. It's $100,000. But what are we gonna do with that $100,000? Well, I would have
bought an ivory back scratcher.
But that's where these teams need to do such a better job with these players is teaching them how to do this. And this is why some other organizations and businesses and sports like win on social media is they don't let them say that without knowing the answer, but why the $100,000 matters. To us, it sounds like he's a petulant little prick that wants to make every single dollar, and that's all he ever cared about, and that's all he'll ever be. Versus that $100,000, dude, I had written a check already to a charity down for that because I had played like an all-star. But you know what? They're gonna get that money anyways. I'm gonna go kick somebody's ass. Let's go. Who's that next pitcher? And like you would have just turned it and flipped it, and everyone would be like that's so cool. Like, how do you even like rebound from that?
No, you can rebound plenty of ways. But I digress.